Hi, I'm Steve Benson, president of Saffire Grill Company, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the Saffire 15-inch Kamado grill. The Saffire 15-inch is a compact grill, yet a lot of interior space. I'll give you a couple highlights quick, and then we can move on to some details later. First thing about the Saffire is it's an extremely versatile grill. It'll grill high temperatures, slow smoke, for 16 to 18 hours on one load of charcoal, and you can even do pizza oven baking in it, just like a real wood-fired pizza oven. So it's extremely versatile, more so than any other type of grill. Just outstanding performance in all three categories. One of the great things about the Saffire is that it's really heavy duty. The ceramics on the grill are very thick, so it gives you a good insulative value, an inch thick and more in many parts of the grill. The Saffire also has built into the ceramics a very large dome area too, so you get more space for cooking. So a couple of design things built right in at the beginning with the extra space there on the top, because the dome isn't tapered in so much. You've got a lot of space right here for cooking on top of your secondary cooking grid. You can see there's both levels. You can cook just in the grill like this. In fact, it is quite spacious. Even if you put on a roast rack, a bigger roast rack like this, you can see how large that is. The grill still closes just fine. It's got more space in there than it looks like. This is, as I said, a 15-inch diameter grill. The cooking area is 15-inch diameter, so it'll hold quite a bit of food. And then with the secondary grid, it gives you quite a bit more space on top, and it cooks on both levels very well. One of the things about the grill hardware is that you can see over here the Saffire, the basic unit has a really nice powder-coated steel hardware. You can see on all of the bands, the top, the cart, nice black all blending in. And pretty much all the same features as our Platinum grill, but this one gets you a great price point on the grill. The nice thing about the Platinum series grill then, to step up, this is a big step up from any Kamado out there on the market. The Saffire Platinum series is all 304 stainless steel. Actually has a lifetime warranty on all of the exterior hardware, and 7 years on all of the interior, but everything you see shining on this grill is stainless steel. The caster wheels are galvanized on the casters, but everything else on the grill is 304 stainless steel. And the 304 has a little bit more chrome than most of the standard stainless. It has a little less carbon and a higher nickel content that gives it a high level of corrosion resistance. That's why it's used on commercial kitchens. And that's why the Saffire is loaded with it, because it'll give you the long life that you want out of your grill. There's just no corners cut on the Saffire. We've really built the Saffire. Every little part of the grill, we look to where we can upgrade it. So it really gives you top quality from top to bottom. One of the neat things about the Saffire, the other highlights, is the patented smoke and chip feeder. That's what this little port is right on the front here. This little port opens up, and we have the smoke and chip feeder tool. So you can add your wood chips or even chunks, smaller chunks you can fit in here, and it just slides in right over the fire and just dump the chips or chunks right on the fire. The beauty of this is that you don't have to open your grill and lose any heat when adding the wood chips. It's safer because your hands aren't over the fire. Normally the grill is open and you'd lose heat and flames coming up, especially putting in the wood chips or chunks, and sometimes actually getting stuck in the cooking grids if you're trying to put chips in. So the neat thing about the Saffire with that smoke and chip feeder tool is you can leave your grill closed, not lose any heat, and feed in the wood chips at any time you want during the cooking process. So that's some of the highlights of it. The great thing about the 15-inch grill is you can see it is a very compact. You can fold the side shelves down, so it takes a very small footprint during storage, yet gives you a good room inside. It's fairly tall. In fact, it's almost as tall as our larger model grill, so that you've got plenty of room below to get your food up off the fire, and plenty of room in the dome for cooking on multiple levels. So now we'll go ahead and take a little bit more time and go into some of the details as to how it does all of that. One of the great things about the Saffire, as I said, it's so versatile. You can cook, again, high temperature grilling because of the intense heat you can get from charcoal. Charcoal is really a beautiful thing. A bed of charcoal gets extremely hot, glowing red hot, almost yellow hot. It puts off a tremendous amount of infrared heat, which is your searing power. And that's where it really shines, because you can get a tremendous amount of heat right off of that. The cooking grid may be lowered down to a closer level to the charcoal. Temperatures are up over 1,000 degrees at that point, right over the charcoal. When your thermometer is reading 600, you're actually pushing like over 1,000 degrees. So if intense searing is what you want, you can get it. And the other nice thing is then you can, those high temperatures are also great for cooking pizzas. If you want to get a good high temperature for doing pizzas, you've got it here. Put your pizza stone in, and you've got authentic wood-fired pizza oven cooking. For slow smoking, then our design being very efficient, it also holds the heat for a long time, very efficient. So on one load of charcoal, you'll go 16 to 18 hours. So you can cook, any type of barbecue. Slow smoking works great for that. One of the great things about it, like I mentioned, the efficiency comes from the double layer of ceramics. Not only the outer layer, but there's another, the firebox inside is another layer, an inch thick layer with an air gap between it. So we've got a tremendous level of insulation going on here. And that's great because that gives you multiple benefits. One of the great things about having a highly efficient situation is that it just doesn't require much fire to keep the grill hot, which means it doesn't require much charcoal to keep it going and very little air to keep it going. And several benefits off of that are that with the lower airflow is a reduced amount of drying of your food. So your food really holds the moisture in much better. You don't have to do as much things like putting water pans in your smoker like many do. You always can, but it's not necessary in most cases because it so well preserves the moisture of your food. One of the other things is that pretty much with that low airflow, you can stop flare-ups. If you want to kick it on real high and do searing or have the lid open, yes, you can get flare-ups. But most of the time when the lid's closed and you're cooking at medium range temperatures, you pretty much will not get flare-ups. So it's very forgiving in that sense that you can put your food in there and not worry about it getting burned up. You can walk away from it. That's because of some of the traits with this sealed up Kamado style. You don't have without a lot of air going through. It's much different from a gas grill that has unrestricted airflow, and it has to in order for the gas burners to work right. So with the Kamado and our Saffire, it's sealed up so well that most of the time for smoking, you have a very small gap. The air control is open a very small amount with just a very small hole. And so one of the other benefits of that with that low airflow is the temperature doesn't fluctuate very much. So it's a much more precision cooking machine. The temperature just won't fluctuate. You can walk away from it for hours when smoking, and it'll just sit there chugging away, cooking your food, and you don't have to babysit your grill. The other big benefit is because we're burning less charcoal too, is much less ash production. So you really don't have to clean it out very often. You'll cook several times before you have to do that. Saffire has really been a leader in the quality and innovation in the Kamados. And I want to give you a couple more things about our quality. Saffire was really the first Kamado style grill to incorporate a lot of 304 stainless steel. And as I mentioned earlier, that's the high quality type that'll really last. And we've got it throughout the grill. All of the bands and the hinge, the hardware, even the side shelves, you can see side shelves are stainless steel. They're easy to clean and they'll never burn up on you from anything. So you can put anything hot on there that you want and not have to worry about it. The other thing is with the stainless steel, it's all of the hardware on both the Bronze Series and the Platinum Series are very beefy, and it's thick and very sturdy, including also the cart. You can see the cart, the tubular metal of the cart is also very strong and very sturdy. When this is all put together, it feels like it's all welded. It's a very sturdy cart, handles your grill very easily. So that's really a pretty big deal for longevity of your grill for many years. The next thing is the innovation that Saffires put into the grill. A couple of the big things I mentioned, how heavy duty the ceramics are, the extra space inside that we've put in to give you plenty of room for cooking a lot on both levels of the grill. A lot of space in there. Even in the ash area at the bottom of our firebox, the ceramic firebox comes down and bulges out at the bottom. Very unique design that gives much more space for for the ash to accumulate. And so you really don't have to clean it out very often. That extra area really reduces the amount of maintenance and cleaning on the grill. One of the biggest innovations we've done is our patented smoke and chip feeder. Now, we mentioned that earlier, but the chip feeder, there's a couple other benefits you get from this. Because of the port on the front here, not only does it make it easy for feeding in the wood chips like we mentioned earlier, but the other nice thing is that this port actually gives you access to view the fire. You can actually look in, see what's going on while the thing's going, and you could be into your cook at any point, and if you want to take a look and see how the fire's doing, or actually even access the fire. Say you're smoking maybe 10 hours down the line, you'd like to get in and tend the fire a little bit, maybe adjust the charcoals, get them down, make sure they're all burning good. Not something that needs constant attention by any means, but if at one point in there you wanted to go in, you can actually access the interior of the grill with this. One reason that's a very unique feature is that with the Saffire and others will use a ceramic heat deflector. Now, this is the item that gives the grill its indirect convective properties for smoking and roasting. And so when you put this in, this keeps your food out of the direct heat of the fire and starts the air flowing around the outside. And so it's really nice because now you can put your food, especially when you're cooking on both levels, you'll have a very even temperature cooking on both levels inside the grill. But while the heat deflector is in place, it also prevents your ability from getting down into the fire. And that's, again, why the smoke and chip feeder tool and port is so handy, because it allows you to actually be able to get in there when you normally couldn't access it, because not only is the heat deflector in there, but you'll have your grids and your food all in place and no way to get down inside the grill. So that really does make it easy. Your Saffire 15-inch grill includes the ash tool, the smoke and chip feeder tool for feeding in the wood chips, the secondary cooking grid for lots of added cooking space, and the ceramic heat deflector / pizza stone. All these accessories worth over $100 included with the grill. So with Saffire, you have a grill that's built with quality to last for years and years, a true lifetime grill. You get tons of extra value and quality features at an amazingly low price. And now it's easier than ever to cook true championship quality barbecue right at home with the Saffire Grill and Smoker.
Hi, I'm Daniel Rader. I cook on a Saffire ceramic grill with ring fire charcoal. Oh, grill blades. It's so geil.
How about that? I see you're a points champion.